Yes, everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves. Welcome back to a new update video. We've got just over 24 hours until the transfer deadline, and it looks like Wolves are actually going to be making some moves ahead of the deadline. It looks like it could be a productive and busy day for Wolves on Monday, the 2nd of Feb. As it is right now, it's just after 1:30 here in the UK on Sunday the 1st. I'm saying that because I have no doubt the state of play and the news regarding some of these transfers will be changing. I only went to do my weekly shop today, and there was about 4 pieces of transfer news that I was having to post on my phone after a little trip to the shop today. So it's changing very quickly, but this is the current state of play on what's going on, what has been happening over the last few days as well, because it's been a little while since I've done these videos, and potentially my last video before the deadline in regards to transfers, because tomorrow I am out of action. I'm down at Sky Sports representing Wolves for deadline day, so I won't be able to do a video, I don't think. But of course there'll be a recap and so on Tuesday. So let's jump into it. Angel Gomes from Marseille. It looks like that deal is close to becoming complete now. Fabrizio Romano dropped the exclusive this morning that Wolves had agreed a deal in principle. There was still a little bit of work to do. I chased up on a couple of things, and Wolves said he may have jumped the gun a little bit, but it sounds pretty hopeful that Wolves want to get this one done and over the line. This is a really impressive signing from Wolves, especially with a club in our position. Now, on Fabrizio's tweet, it said that it was going to be a low move from Marseille, a €1 million fee with the option clause of around €7 million. Now, if that option clause is there and active, even if/when Wolves go down to the Championship, that is a fantastic piece of business. However, in the likelihood that we saw last week, the chances that €7 million option may only be if Wolves retain their Premier League status. But we'll wait and see, because this could be a really impressive move from Wolves, and looks like this one may well be completed before the deadline. So we'll keep an eye on that to see if there's any more news. But Angel Gomes looks like he may well become a Wolves player. And one big departure that we are likely to see between now and the deadline is Strand Larsen. This is what I said earlier on in the window in regards to waiting. And the January window is very, very difficult for one thing. But secondly, it's not just a matter of picking up the phone and saying, we want Strand Larsen, and within 2 minutes a deal is done. You know, there's deals, there's rejections, there's negotiations, there's so many people involved. And for Wolves, they've played a little bit on this. They've had to wait a little bit. They've changed the valuations. Now, the valuation originally was, of course, 45 million plus 5 million, which was a deal agreed through intermediaries. But a formal offer from Palace never came to fruition. And, of course, this was always in doubt. Palace had signed Evan Gesson. Obviously, Jean-Philippe Mateta. There was still confusion about his departure from Palace. But today, they have submitted Crystal Palace a formal bid to Wolves for 43 million plus 5 million in add-ons. Still, in my opinion, a very, very strong offer for Wolves, and I would assume that's going to get accepted. It was very interesting because yesterday, Tor Pedersen, who's Strand Larsen's agent, he's a Leeds fan. He was at Ellen Road yesterday. Of course, as you would expect, maybe the Leeds fans getting a little bit excited about that. He thought that there was a chance that Jurgen was going to remain as a Wolves player. But of course, this bid has now come back. Wolves and the agent, I have no doubt, have pushed for that as well. And he is likely to move on before the deadline. Now, who is his replacement going to be? There has been talks of Che Adams from Torino. That was at back end of the week, and there was talk about that. But on Saturday morning, Gazzetta dello Sport over in Italy confirmed that Torino don't want to sell him. They've rejected approaches from Wolves for Che Adams. And it looks like now the likely replacement is going to be Adam Armstrong from Southampton. An offer of £7 million up to £2 million in achievable add-ons is on the table for Southampton, and it looks like at the moment he may well be the option to come in and replace Strand Larsen. Now, I know a lot of people maybe turn their nose up at this. They were turning their nose up, of course, at the Che Adams deal. Adam Armstrong is a couple of years younger than Che Adams as well, and got a decent record at Championship level. And this is the thing. I know it's hard for us to sort of deal with that at the moment. We are going to be a championship team, and long term, yeah, probably not the best option. But with the situation Wolves are in, we need to be prepared and try and get prepared for next season. And Adam Armstrong will come to Wolverhampton Wanderers knowing that he's going to be in the championship next season more than likely, and want to be hitting the ground running. You've got a ready-made championship striker there, a top-end championship striker there, who's going to be there on the first day of pre-season, all being well. So I don't dislike this deal. Gives him a chance to bed in. Yes, if he drops absolute stinkers between now and the end of the season, I've mentioned this before, it may well warp our sort of opinion of him a little bit. But I don't dislike this transfer. Offers something completely different to what Tolu and Jürgen Strand Larsen have given us. But having both of those is a little bit one-dimensional. With Adam Armstrong, you get a little bit more pace in behind. And I am intrigued by this. I'm not dead against this signing, if I'm completely honest. But that is, of course, with one eye on next season and the division that we're going to be in next season as well. Another deal we could see come to fruition tomorrow is Emmanuel Agbadou. Besiktas have reportedly come back to the table to talk to Wolves about a potential deal for Agbadou, and this is another one that we may well see come to fruition before tomorrow's deadline. One signing that we did make and confirm earlier in the week was Shu Bin. He's a player that I told you to keep tabs on throughout before the deadline, and he is now confirmed. Very likely that he's going to be going out on loan before the deadline. There were some whispers in China that it may well be Barnsley because Wolves want to keep him in England. But yeah, likely to be a League 1, League 2 loan, I'd say. But at the moment, nothing too clear on where he's going to be going before the transfer deadline. Tawanda Chirewa has got a loan out, and he's the one that's gone to Barnsley. So I don't know if both of them will be going. But Tawanda Chirewa has completed a loan deal to Barnsley, towards the top end of League 1, I think. So probably a good level for him. Try and get some minutes in the legs and see what he can do there as well. But as it stands right now, guys, I will again check my phone to see if anything else has come to fruition. But as it stands, it looks like that is where we are at in terms of transfers at the moment. So, yeah, lots that could change. So make sure you're following us on all of the socials. Wolves, as I say now, have accepted that bid from Crystal Palace. Have accepted that bid for Jürgen Strand Larsen of 43.5 plus 5 million for Strand Larsen. So he is now extremely likely to go, and looks like Adam Armstrong, as it stands, is likely to be that replacement. As always, guys, hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel. Be sure to follow us on all the socials. And I'll see you all very, very soon.